Oliver Glasner slams Crystal Palace's transfer window amid Arsenal's pursuit of Eberechi Eze. I was promised. These words capture Oliver Glasner's intense frustration with Crystal Palace's handling of their transfer window, especially as the club battles hard to retain their star player, Eberechi Eze, amidst growing interest from Arsenal. Just after successfully sealing the headline-grabbing signing of Victor Gyökeres, Arsenal's attention has now sharply turned to Eze, who has become their principal target. Reports suggest the Gunners are gearing up to launch a formal offer worth around £60 million, approximately $81 million, to secure the talented midfielder. Crystal Palace had entered this season with high hopes of a fresh beginning following their impressive FA Cup triumph. The victory was expected to herald a new era of ambition and momentum for the club. However, the reality on the ground has been starkly different. Instead of aggressively reinforcing their squad, Palace's transfer activity has left much to be desired. This lack of decisive recruitment has clearly infuriated Glasner, who had anticipated backing on par with the club's elevated status after their recent success. But here's where it gets controversial. Should Crystal Palace prioritize keeping key players like Eze over chasing new talent, or is investing in fresh signings the smarter way to build on their FA Cup victory? Glasner's open frustration raises a bigger question about the club's strategic vision and whether their approach to transfers is aligned with long-term growth. And this is the part most people miss. Eze isn't simply another player. He symbolizes Palace's potential future. Losing him to a Premier League rival like Arsenal could undermine the momentum they've fought so hard to create. Yet keeping him may also block opportunities for other squad improvements. What do you think? Is Oliver Glasner right to be so upset with Palace's transfer strategy? Or should the club take a different route? Is offering a £60 million bid for Eze justified from Arsenal's perspective? Or is it an overvaluation? Join the conversation and share your thoughts below. Do you side with Glasner's call for stronger investment? Or do you believe the club's cautious approach is wiser? Your voice matters in this unfolding debate. Crystal Palace pushes for £67.5 million Eze fee as Arsenal negotiate. In the high-stakes world of football transfers, nothing is certain until the deal is done. And that's especially true when big money figures and strategic negotiations collide. And this is the part most people miss. Crystal Palace is holding firm on their demands for Eberechi Eze, seeking a substantial upfront payment before even considering letting their prize talent go. Arsenal, eager to bring the creative midfielder back to the club where he started his journey, now faces a tough reality. Palace isn't interested in a lowball offer. They want at least half of Eze's hefty release clause, potentially up to £67.5 million, including bonuses paid immediately, with the remainder to be paid in installments. This approach underscores Palace's resolve not to sell cheaply, especially with the clause set to expire before the Premier League season begins on August 16th. Eze, a talented 25-year-old who initially left Palace as a youth before developing into a key player, remains highly sought after. Arsenal's representatives reportedly held preliminary talks with Palace about a deal, and Eze's own eagerness to return, having been released by Palace at 13, adds a compelling emotional element to the saga. These negotiations come amid Arsenal's broader strategy this transfer window. Having already invested over £200 million in 6 new players, they are looking to offload fringe squad members like Leandro Trossard, Reece Nelson, Sambi Lokonga, Oleksandr Zinchenko, and Fabio Vieira to finance this potential blockbuster move. Trossard, for example, is subject to interest not only from other Premier League teams, but also from Borussia Dortmund, as his contract, expiring next summer, remains unsigned beyond Arsenal's option to extend by a year. Meanwhile, Fulham is eyeing Nelson, and Palace themselves are considering strategic replacements if Captain Marc Guéhi departs, either to Liverpool, who are hesitant to meet Palace's valuation, or through alternative options like Sporting's Ousmane Diomande and Leicester's Bilal El Khanous. Palace's transfer activity so far has been underwhelming, with only 2 new signings, goalkeeper Walter Benitez and defender Borna Sosa. Manager Oliver Glasner openly voices his frustration, highlighting that the window's potential has yet to be fully tapped. He lamented to Austrian newspaper Kronenzeitung that promises of more activity remain unfulfilled, and expressed hope that imminent departures don't further deplete an already thin squad, which currently features only 17 outfield players. His contract extension remains unresolved, adding another layer of uncertainty at Selhurst Park. As if transfer negotiations and managerial contracts weren't enough to keep the club on edge, Palace is also contending with looming legal battles. Specifically, their appeal against demotion from the Europa League, set to be heard by the Court of Arbitration for Sport before August 11th. Meanwhile, their on-pitch fortunes had its ups and downs last season. They failed to win any of their first 8 Premier League matches, but ultimately finished 12th and celebrated a major trophy, thanks to Eze's decisive goal in the FA Cup final against Manchester City. Looking ahead, they prepare to face Liverpool in the Community Shield at Wembley on August 10, a promising start as they aim to build on their achievements and stabilize their squad amid the transfer whirlwind. Man United's swap deal to beat Arsenal for Eberechi Eze, Palace negotiations revealed. In a surprising twist in the football transfer saga, Manchester United and Crystal Palace are reportedly on the verge of a significant player exchange that could disrupt Arsenal's plans for summer signings. Recent reports indicate that Manchester United has reached out to the representatives of the highly sought-after England international Eberechi Eze as they explore the possibility of acquiring him during the upcoming summer transfer window. This information comes from speculation by Caught Offside, suggesting that United is keen on securing Eze's services before the transfer window closes. Last season, Eze made a remarkable impact for Crystal Palace, netting 14 goals and providing 11 assists. His contributions were pivotal in leading the club to its first major trophy, scoring a crucial goal against Manchester City in the FA Cup final. With each season, Eze has shown remarkable growth, and his current form positions him as a likely candidate for a starting role in England's squad as they prepare for the World Cup in North America. At just 27 years old, Eze possesses exceptional speed, vision, and technical skills, allowing him to maneuver past defenders effortlessly. While he can operate on the left flank, he is predominantly utilized in a central attacking midfield position, supporting striker Jean-Philippe Mateta. Throughout the summer, he has been linked with a move to Arsenal, but it appears that Manchester City is also monitoring his situation alongside Manchester United. Why Manchester United is eyeing Eberechi Eze? Manchester United employs a 3-4-2-1 formation, which features 2 attacking midfielders positioned behind a central striker. New signing Matheus Cunha is anticipated to fill one of these creative roles, as he is well suited to adapt to Ruben Amorim's tactical setup, having previously played in a similar system at Wolves. However, the integration of players like Bryan Mbeumo, Mason Mount, and Joshua Zirkzee into this formation remains uncertain. Star player Bruno Fernandes may also be shifted to a deeper role to leverage his passing range and composure, facilitating attacking plays. United's interest in Eze stems from his flair, creativity, and capability to function effectively as a number 10. Interestingly, Crystal Palace also utilizes a similar formation, which has proven effective for them in the previous season. Eze reportedly has a release clause of approximately £68 million, but Palace is determined to retain him as they embark on their inaugural European campaign. After signing an extension in 2023 that keeps him at the club until 2027, the Eagles are not under pressure to sell this summer. However, they might consider offers next season when Eze enters the final year of his contract, especially as his market value could decline as he approaches 28. The potential swap deal between Manchester United and Crystal Palace. Alejandro Garnacho, is anticipated to depart from Manchester United this summer. He was previously linked with moves to clubs like Napoli and Chelsea in January, but United chose not to sell him as their asking price was not met. The 21-year-old Argentine winger had a season where he scored 11 goals and provided 10 assists in 58 appearances. While these statistics are comparable to Eze's, they do not fully capture Garnacho's inconsistency, particularly under Amorim's management. Garnacho is undoubtedly a talented player who has yet to reach his full potential. He has represented Argentina 8 times, contributing to their World Cup victory, and has won the League Cup, Copa America, and FA Cup, scoring in the latter's final. However, it is evident that he may not fit seamlessly into United's system and could benefit from a change of scenery to unlock his true capabilities. Although United's valuation for Garnacho has not been met, it might be advantageous for them to consider using him in a swap deal to acquire a player like Eze, who could better suit their needs. This potential deal would likely see United offering some cash along with Garnacho as part of the exchange. However, it is important to note that Crystal Palace would need to adjust their tactical approach to accommodate Garnacho and evaluate whether he is interested in the move. Additionally, Palace might prefer to receive a substantial cash sum for Eze and select their own replacement, rather than having United dictate the terms. Nonetheless, this swap deal remains a viable option for the Red Devils as they aim to strengthen their squad ahead of the new season.